this video, I'm going to show you how to log in and get started on the server called WynnCraft. First, we're going to open Minecraft Java Edition as the first step, and then we're going to go ahead and click on multiplayer. In order to join a server, the first thing we have to do is add it to our server list, and we can do that by pushing add server in the bottom corner. Then it's going to come up with the server name and the server address. Now the server name is going to be WynnCraft. Now the server address is really important because it has to be spelled and typed in correctly. We're going to type in the server IP, which is play.wynncraft.com. We're going to make sure that server resource packs is enabled. Then we're going to press done, and now we can click on it and press join server. Now that we're logged in, it's going to load our resource pack. This might take a little while. After it's done loading, we'll get a screen that says select a character, and I'm going to go ahead and click the green plus sign. Now it's going to ask me to create which character I want to create. And I'm going to go ahead and just select the archer for this example. And now I'll have the archer in my list of characters. I'm going to go ahead and select him, and it's going to throw me into the game. Now, I have another video coming out tomorrow where I go over this quest in more detail. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get through this quest and how to start on your adventure on this server. So we need to talk to the NPCs and go through their dialogue, and you can push shift to continue forward. And now we get to follow along this path, following the NPC Aladar on his journey. And Tazim will talk to you as you're moving. Then we get to this door here, and it's got to go ahead and open up, and you're going to enter the province of Wynn. Now, if you're a new player on this server, you can't skip through this tutorial, and you have to go through all of it. So make sure you at least read some of the dialogue. Or, if you don't want to read the dialogue, you could follow along this tutorial, and it will show you everything you need to know about this server. The next thing we have to do is right-click the soldier. You can push shift through the dialogue, and now he wants us to go down the ladder and into this cave, where we have to do a little bit of parkour, and we're gonna land here and wait. Now, we've got to wait in order for our NPC friends to catch up. And now, they're gonna talk about this jump being too hard to make, so we get to attack the rock, and it's gonna drop down, and now we can go onto it and get through the chest. Now we also have to wait for them to get here before we do the chest. There we go. And now we open the chest when it starts glowing, and we grab the emeralds and the unidentified helmet, and now we wait for them to leave, and then we can leave as well. And now we can talk to the soldier some more, and he's gonna send us over to the item identifier way over here. Now once we're at the item identifier, we can right click on him, select the item in our inventory we want to identify, in this case, the helmet, press the check mark to confirm, and it's going to give us our helmet, which we can then put on like any armor piece, and it'll give us some extra health. Then we talk to the NPCs here, and we get to keep moving. We get to go over to the bridge, and we talk to them some more. And now we get to go over to this tree, and we get to right click to push it. And if there's anywhere I don't know where to go, I can follow that beacon beam, and it usually tells me where I need to go. So now we have to kind of jump across this bridge, and now we meet up with this guard, and we talk to him, and he's gonna give us a custom weapon. Depending on the custom class that you choose on this server, you get a different weapon. In this case, I chose the archer, but in tomorrow's video, I'm gonna choose the warrior. So now we enter the cave, and we get to fight some monsters. So we go right up over here. So he's gonna start talking, and we're gonna not be able to move until we push the sneak button or the shift button to go through. He's gonna spawn, and then we get to kill it. There we go. So now that one's dead. And then we go over here, and we get ambushed. So now we get to fight this mage in the back, while they fight those two zombies over here. They actually do fight them. And now the door opens up, and we can continue. And we can fight some of the zombies on our way through. So it's pretty simple and straightforward so far. It does get a little complicated when talking to NPCs. You know, having to hold shift a bunch to get through their dialogue. Then we can talk to the guard, and we can hold shift to go through his dialogue. And now he wants us to cast a spell. So we can use our compass, select the ability tree, and select our very first spell. Now this is different for every single class. So for the archer, we get arrow bomb, and we can cast it with left click, right click, right click. But with most other classes, there'll be a different click combination. There we go. So now we continue on trying to get to the castle, and then he says, wait, what is that? It turns us around, and now we get to fight the boss, which is the corrupted skeletal mage. So now we have to chase down the skeleton, and we're gonna go ahead and get rid of these zombies, and then the wall will go down. And the same thing's gonna happen here. Another wall is gonna come up as we continue through the cave. More monsters are gonna spawn. I'm gonna use my spell here, and it does more damage to them. And I'm gonna get rid of this zombie. The final wall is gonna appear right over here. And we can't really I mean, we could try and jump over it, but it doesn't let us if we try. And now we get to fight the boss. I'm just gonna use my spell to get rid of him. There we go. So we got rid of him. We saved the guard, right? And the wall's now down. And now we can continue moving toward the beacon beam, which is where our quest is going to be. And as we can also see on the side, it'll say our tracked quest is enter the castle, and then it'll give us coordinates. Now we can push F3 on the keyboard to bring up coordinates as well, if we need to really know where we're going. So then we enter the castle in here. We're now in the city of Ragni. As we can see, our two friends are here, and now we can talk to the king, and the king is going to say a couple things, and then he's going to give us some emeralds and a teleport scroll. And now we get to start our adventure, right? So we can come out here and we can speak to Tasm one last time before we get to start our adventure. So he's going to tell us about the content book. The content book contains everything that we can do on the server. So for example, I'm going to click to track it, and it's going to go ahead and put a beacon beam way over there for me to follow. Now, that beacon beam will move with me, as you can see. It kind of follows where I am. So even if I'm way over there, there's going to still be a beacon beam pointing me in the right direction. Now that we've finished the tutorial, we can go over some of the basic concepts on the server. The first one is the bank, where we can store items. This is just like an ender chest, which is in normal Minecraft. So I'm going to go ahead and put my emeralds in here, and you could store any item you want in here, and you have two different storage types. One with the character storage, so this is just for my archer, and the other one which is all of my storage, so this is with my entire account. You could talk to the emerald merchant and trade a stack of emeralds for 1 block, or 1 block for a stack of emeralds. The blacksmith allows you to sell items, so I could right click on him, press the sell items button, throw in an item, and then press the check mark, and it will give me emeralds, and the item will be sold. I could also scrap different items, putting one in and pressing the check mark to get some scrap that I can use to then repair items. Now, you can only repair items you've crafted yourself, so otherwise you don't have to worry about it. There are also merchants scattered around different towns. So for example, this weapon merchant will sell me a birchwood bow for 10 emeralds. So a really important thing that we should take note of is the scroll merchant. Now the scroll merchant will actually sell you more scrolls, in this case Ragni teleport scrolls. And I highly recommend to always keep a couple teleport scrolls on you, because if you get lost in this huge map, it's really easy to just reset your position by using a teleport scroll. The item identifier is also here in Ragni, and we can use that to identify our items if we have enough emeralds. In this case, I don't. I'd have to go and get them from my bank. So this is where our quest is pointed, and if we open the content book, we can see all the content that's available for us to do. We can also sort this content, right, by quests, mini quests, secret discoveries, world discoveries, territorial discoveries, and more. On top of that, we can also see our progress in all of the different level ranges for everything in the game. So I'm gonna take Ensign's quest, and we're gonna go complete it. And now, I didn't really read any of his dialogue, but I can see that my beacon beam has now moved. So I can go ahead and follow it to continue on and go where the quest is telling me. Now, we also gotta be careful, because now that we're outside the city, we could be attacked by monsters, such as that zombie who is level 6. We can also find random loot chests scattered around, such as this one, which gave me 12 emeralds, a new bow, a new helmet, and some crafting materials. It's always important to keep in mind chests so that you can continue to get items. There are also loot caves, such as this pigment outpost, which contain extra treasure. I just leveled up, and now I'm level 2, which means I have access to a few new things. Firstly, I'm going to use my compass. I'm going to go ahead and I get 2 skill crystal points that I can spend in strength, dexterity, intelligence, defense, or agility. I'm going to spend them both in strength to upgrade my bow's attack damage. This also increases my earth damage. I'm going to open my ability tree, and I can spend my next point to increase my damage with bows. And then, at the next level, I'll get 2 options to either have a cheaper arrow bomb or to upgrade my arrow bomb to deal more damage. As you level up, you get more skill points and ability points that you can spend. You can level up by doing tons of different things, such as exploring, fighting mobs, or doing quests. Now that we're in this next little area where the first quest is, I can go to the item identifier and select all of my little unidentified chests here, press confirm, and now they all turn into custom items that I can take a look at. So for example, this bow is really good, but as you can see, it says combat level 5 minimum requirement, so I can't use it. This helmet is the exact same one I have on, and this is a wand, so I can't use that because I'm not a mage. So because I can't use the item, I could go to the blacksmith, press sell items, and sell it, as well as selling the extra helmets that I also don't need because I already have one. And I can keep the bow in my inventory. So we can talk to Thurk here. And now, even though I didn't read any of his quest dialogue, we can see over on the side where it says tracked quests, it says descend into the cave and bring 1 energy mushroom. And if we don't know where the cave is, what we could do is we could back up a little bit, and the beacon beam will show us exactly where it is. Because the beacon beam does vanish if you get too close to it. So this is the cave we need to enter in order to complete the first quest. As you can see, I also have objectives on the side to finish quests, find discoveries, and loot chests. So I'm gonna head through this cave and see what I can find. I found another loot chest which contains some pants and a bunch of emeralds. This is the energized mushroom, and it will actually drop the energy mushroom we need for the quest. As we can see on the screen, it says the energy mushroom has dropped. So we can pick that up, and as you can see, it does say energy mushroom. And now we can make our way out of here. Just in case you get low on HP, you can also grab potions of healing scattered throughout the world. And now we can talk to Thurk, and we can turn in his quest for some extra experience points and a new ring. Now, this ring actually won't let us use it right away. As you can see, it says requires quest cook assistant. If we don't know how to get that quest, we can use the content book and select the quest cook assistant, which should be at the top. Then it will point us in the direction of the quest and give us a beacon beam. Now that we leveled up, we also get 2 more skill crystals that can be used to upgrade points. I upgraded strength again just to deal a little more damage. Now, you don't get an ability tree point every level. I need to level up 1 more time in order to get that one. Let's head back into the main town of Ragni. Now, we could use our teleport scroll, but I remembered where I came from, so I can easily get back into the town of Ragni. Now, if we want to use this first steps ring, we have to reach level 5 and complete the quest cook assistant, which as you can see, our beacon beam is heading right over there. So let's go ahead and go in here and talk to the cook. As you can see on the side where it says tracked quests, the cook says, find and gather 2 egg, 1 bucket of melt, and 3 wheat grains. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and complete that quest because I already did a bunch of stuff in this video. But this has served as a very small beginner's guide on how to get started on WynnCraft and how to use most of the systems. Now, this is meant for beginners, people who've never played on the server before. If you want a more advanced guide for other concepts and things on the server to explore, let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video about that. I plan to daily upload WynnCraft content, so make sure to subscribe. Anyways, that's gonna be everything from me today. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a fun time on the WynnCraft server, and this helps you get started in exploring this magnificent Minecraft server. If you want to play with me, my username is JayceTV. You can go ahead and add me to your friends list by typing /friend and then the name JayceTV. And that'll be everything for today. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's episode. Bye!